Hello everyone, I'm back again reading out of the book of Expert Secrets on tonight. And in the last video, I was talking about storytelling. Storytelling is something that's very important in having an online business as well. You have to tell a story about something that happened in your life, or you could read a book on telling a story about online business, home based business, or whatever your niche may be. And my niche is home based business, working from home. And we're going to continue to read our expert secrets, effective storytelling. Have you ever noticed that two people can tell the same story with completely different outcomes? In one, you're emotionally captive and engaged. Then someone else tells you a story about the exact same experience and you fall asleep. What's the difference? What makes some people better storytellers than others? There are lots of reasons, but you don't have to know them all to tell a great story that get prospects to buy. It only takes a couple of things to really make a captivating and interesting story. The first key to telling captivating stories is oversimplification. When you're telling stories, you need to speak it about a third grade level. Many of you will struggle with this because you like to use big words and show off your vocabulary and try to sound sophisticated and smart. These may be a time and a place for that, but it's not when you're telling stories. People are used to this disguising information, about a third grade level. When you go above that, you start losing people quickly. There is a reason the news stations speak to their audience at this level. During the 2016 primary elections, a study looked at the speeches of the Republican candidates and ran them through the Flesh Kincaid test that shows the grade level of their speech. Trump averaged a third to fourth grade level on each of his speeches, while other candidates like Ted Cruz had a ninth grade level, and both Ben Carson and Mike Huckabee were at the eighth grade level. Using big words may make you feel smarter, but it will not influence others. In other words, using big words and trying to sound sophisticated will not get people to buy your product and that your offer that you have to sell. But sometimes you have to talk about complex ideas. So how do you take a complicated idea and simplify it quickly? You do this thing using a kind of like bridge. And that's something you have to use in your online business as well, is what you call a bridge page. You have to have a bridge page as well. At the beginning, you have to have an opt-in page and a bridge page. And you have to use those a part of your business, and you have to have a capture page as well. Kind of like bridge. It's something like this. What they understand is kind of like new concept. And here's a picture of the kind of like bridge. If you can see it. You do things using a tool I created called a kind of like bridge. Every time I run into a word or a concept that is a past third grade level, I stop and think about how I related that concept to something they already know and understand. The same way I would try to explain complex ideas to my kids. For example, in one of my sales scripts, I was trying to teach a process called ketosis, which is a way to lose weight. That sentence rise there was a mini kind of like bridge. Did you notice that in the sales script I mentioned the word ketos, and I watched as the audience zoned out? I discovered that if they don't know what a word means, they stop paying attention to everything you say afterwards. So I started using a kind of like bridge like this. And he used a bridge page in his business to capture people to his website. The goal is to get ketos into your body. Now, what are ketos? Well, they are kind of like millions of motivational speakers running through your body that give you energy and make you feel awesome. I take this new concept or word that people may not understand and add the phrase, it's kind of like, to the sentence. I'm connecting the new word or concept or something that I already understand, some that makes total sense to them, so that they get it. My audience knows what a motivational speaker is, and they can imagine what it might feels like to have millions of little ones running around in their bodies. In the same time, in that same script, I was trying to explain what it feels like to be in ketos. And that's a hard thing to understand. It feels good. It feels awesome. So I had to take this concept and say, when you're in ketos, it's kind of like the old video game, Pac-Man. Remember, you spent the whole game running away from the ghosts. But every once in a while, you get a power pellet, and suddenly you get tons of energy. And then you're actually chasing the ghost, and you feel alone. That's what it feels like to be in ketos. Again, I am taking this concept that vague and hard to understand, the bridging it with something they do understand, using the phrase kind of like. Anytime you're speaking or writing, you hit a friction point where some people may not understand what you're trying to convey. Just say it's kind of like and relate it to something easy to understand. This keeps your story simple, entertaining, and effective. Oversimplification is the key. And you have to have a bridge page. That's to get people to understand what you're talking about and what you're trying to sell them in your offer. How does it feel? Next, we're going to talk about how does it feel. And that's the next way to improve your storytelling. How does it feel to be able to tell a story? And I hope you all got some value on tonight and some education on tonight. And remember, you can also go to clickfunnels.com and get this book for free. You only pay shipping and handling $9.95, and we can read along together. I'm not only trying to help myself grow, but I'm trying to help others as well grow. And we'll continue to read out expert secrets in the next episode, and we'll be talking about how does it feel.